Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We would like to say thank you for watching this video. Okay, let me introduce myself and my partner. I am Reza Agustian Pamungkas and my partner is Siti Asmayanti. We are from Madrasah Ibtidaiyah Teacher Education Study Program. Today, my friend and I will explanation a little about Islamic education. Here is the explanation.
Syed Shajat Hussain and Syed Ali Ashraf in the book Crisis in Muslim Education asserted the Islamic education is a program which trains the sensibility of fulfilled in the such a manner of attitude to life, action, decisions, and approach to all kind of knowledge. Its aim in building the Muslim personality who has religious sensitivity, social solidarity, and scientific methodology. And socially, according to M. Al Effendi, Islamic education aims at building a society of God, peace, and good feeling in individuals, where social justice prevail, where toleration, brotherhood, love, mercy, goodness, and righteousness, and predominance, based on mutual consultation of individual intellectual capacities, while individuals enjoy freedom of touch and are comforted to take responsibility, where individuals can live an agile, for and heavy life. Islamic culture is reflected in the art, ethic, aesthetic, and a religious value, Aqidah Syariah Akhlaq, that is internalized in the individual and Islamic civilization in reflection in the social system, politics, economy, and technology included. Today, Islam's existence in Indonesian archipelago historically must be the result of long struggle of Islamic education. An historical study on the role of Islam and Islamic education in developing Indonesian community had done by Azrumardi Azra and Syed Muhammad Naqib Al-Altas, as stated in their book Jaringan Ulama Timur Tengah dan Kepulauan Nusantara, abad 18 and 19, and Islam and Kebudayaan Melayu. Syuhairini in the book Sejarah Pendidikan Islam stated that Islamic education along the history of this country could be written briefly as below. In the period of Dutch colonialism, it was published for Islamic educational program in the governmental schools. They were stated as the religion-free institution, and the colonial government did never acknowledge the existence of the religious school of Muslim community. Therefore, the graduates of this educational institution were considered an illiterate. In the Japan colonialism period, ulama were free to teach the religious knowledge in their school, madrasah, and pesantren without any pressure for the colonial government. Even some well-known pesantren were visited by them, but Islamic education would generally were nearly fearless because of Romusa and other colonial activities. When this country got in independence, it inherited the dichotomy of education, i.e., public school and religious school, also governmental school and private one, so that the program of Islamic education must be accommodated in the curriculum of public school to minimize the dichotomy. In the year 1900, and 45, the subject matter of Islamic was taught for pupils of class 4, public elementary school, and junior high school and senior high school. The subject matter of Islamic education was taught in 2 periods for a week.
Marshall G.S. Hodgson, in the book The Frontier of Islam, stated that science development in the world of Islam cannot be separated from the history of Islam expansion. The expansion of magnificent da'wah in history of Islam called as opening the country Futu al-Buldan went on rapidly and persisted with no damage up. About 25 years after the death of the Prophet Muhammad SAW in 632, Muslims has conquered all over Arabian Peninsula from south to north, and it is not up to 1 century. In 750 Masehi, territory of Islam covered almost all Alexander's colonial in Asia, Caucasus, and North Africa. Libya, Tunisia, Aljazair, and Morocco covered Mesopotamia, Iraq, Syria, Palestine, Persia, Iran, Egypt, plus Liberia Peninsula, Spanish and Portuguese, and India. The translation of the scientific works from Greek and Syriac into Arabic in the era of Bani Umayyah governance centered in Damascus, Syria became an effort to study and understand the intellectual tradition of the country were conquered. After 750 Masehi, acceleration happened to follow as Abbasiyah Emporium established in Baghdad. The scholars, padri, and local educated people were recruited as staff in the government. In their hands, the development of thought were colored, such as Ibn al-Muqaffa in 759 Masehi and Yahya ibn al-Khalid, Yahya ibn al-Khalid ibn Barmak in 803, Ibn al-Nadm in Kitab al-Fihrist, and Dimitri Gutas in his book Greek Thought in Arabic Culture, said that translation project intensively and massively done in the era of Khalifah al-Ma'mun in 833 Masehi. It was indicated with the library Bayat al-Hikmah built and became a center of study. Many research and translators such as Hunayn ibn Ishaq and his son Ishaq ibn Hunayn, Abu Bishr, Matta ibn Yunus, Yahya ibn Adi contributed in translating all Greek scientific corpus, which included several knowledge, medical, math, astronomy, physics, philosophy, astrology, and even alchemy. The economic factor has an important role in self-developing and reaching the goal, such as Imam Ad-Dhahabi and Ibn Hazm. Gerd Magdis in his book The Rise of College Institution of Learning in Islam and the West stated that university and high school like Nizamiyah, Aziziyah, Mustansiriyah were guaranteed the living cost and prosperity of teachers, staff, and students, so that they can focus on their field and careers to produce the scientific works. What described above were concrete factors influencing the development of science in the history of Islamic civilization. On the facts of history were written in the classic literature.